Okay, we seem to have solved many issues today. Yay! Okay, so really quick, what I wanted to show was I'm going to go to my Launchpad right now, and I find that this piece of software in particular tends to be very helpful. What this is it's the Blackmagic RAW speed test. Okay. So I come up here and I hit start, and it's going to analyze the software and hardware that I have on my computer, and it's going to tell me essentially whether or not certain codecs are going to be supported. So I'm taking a look at this right now, and this is the M1 processor by Apple. Alright, it also has 16 gigs of RAM. That's the max that it can have. Much like what we have inside of our labs. So with this, I'm looking at it and I can tell that basically the CPU can handle some 4K, but it's really going to struggle in other areas. It's definitely not going to be able to do 6K. It's definitely not going to be able to do 8K in some instances. So the CPU is the central processing unit, and the metal is the graphics. All right, it's how graphics are being routed, or being handled, I should say, inside of the M1 environment, the M1 architecture. So it looks like with my computer that this is, fairly competent, even with just 16 gigs of RAM. Alright, so this is the first thing that I wanted to show, because again, it's not a sluggard by any stretch of the imagination. But I think that the speed test is something that should be installed on all of our lab computers. It's something that could be done remotely, but it'll also give students the opportunity to be able to see, well, if I have something that is really robust, if I have something that is 4K and it's capturing at 300 megabits per second in terms of bit rate, is it going to be able to work, at least theoretically, on our computers? And well, the answer is yes. The numbers themselves don't lie. Alright, so basically almost all of the 4K, with the exception of the highest of the BRAW, can handle, be handled rather, by our current configuration. Alright, so when we're talking about 3:1, that's like the highest bit rate that you're going to have with a Blackmagic file, which would be comparable to what you would have with Canon and with Sony and Panasonic and what have you. Alright, so that's going to be this video, just to give you an idea. Actually, before I go, the other thing I want to show, which I think all computers should have, it makes sense. I mean, it's something that should be installed and we should have access to. I'm looking for it right now. I don't want to give it away, because if I give it away, then that sort of kind of ruins the surprise. But essentially what I'm looking for, and I'm not seeing it right now, which is unfortunate. Basically what I'm looking for is the SD card formatter. Alright, so I'll just go to basically applications, and oh, wonderful, I'm not seeing it because it was never installed. Alright, so that's also another problem. SD card formatter. It's something that comes from the SD card foundation, so it's not something that is like malware. Alright, so basically, again, which should be on all of the computers, is the memory card formatter from from the SD card organization itself. Alright, so it does SD, it does SDHC, and it also does SDXC, which is the highest right now, the extended capacity. Alright, and basically all of our computers, for the most part, can handle it. So it shouldn't be an issue. Alright, so yeah, that's it for this video.